Hi guys, it's Victoria, and today I'm bringing you my February TBR. January really just flew by. I don't know about you, but I can't believe that we are already a month into 2019. This year I had a few goals for myself in my monthly TBRs and reading plans, and so far those goals are going really well. A couple of those goals are to reread books, at least one every month, and also to start reading some new releases every month. And so far, in January, I hit all those marks, and so we're going to continue on with the trend in February. My reread book for this month is going to be The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. Last month I read The Magician's Nephew, and that is the first book chronologically in the series, and I am very excited to get onto this one, the most famous book in the series. I'm sure most of you know what this is about, but it is about a magical wardrobe that transports you to this land of Narnia, and some children stumble upon it and begin their adventure as they go into the wardrobe. And there is Mr. Tumnus and Aslan and the White Witch and just many amazing colorful characters, and I cannot wait to be back in this world. The next book I have to show you is also a continuation of a series, although I haven't read this one before. I am picking up The Tombs of Atuan by Ursula K. Le Guin. And last month I read The Wizard of Earthsea and absolutely loved it. It actually was a reread for me as well. I just needed to reread it before I continued on with the series, and so I'm making good on my promise, and I will be picking up book 2. I really loved book 1, and I have very high standards now for this series, and we'll see how it goes. I believe this is going to be following our main character Ged from the first book. However, it's, I think, told from a different perspective of a princess, queen, priestess, high priestess named Tenar, and Ged is going to meet her by actually coming into her land and stealing something, I believe. Stealing the tomb's greatest treasure, whatever that means. And so we are still following the main character in the first book, but I think through a different lens. We're going into a new adventure of his, and possibly through different eyes, so this should be interesting. The next book that I'm going to prioritize in the month of February is going to be Everybody Always by Bob Goff. This is a book that I actually have to read for a book club. My church's book club is picking this up, and so it's not necessarily one that I may have been gravitated towards on my own, but we'll see how it goes. This sounds great. It sounds like it's about how to love people and how to love them unconditionally and without distinction, which is always a good message to have and something to strive for in your life. So I am looking forward to picking this one up, and it seems like it's pretty easy to read and it's not very long. I think I'm going to be able to read this quite quickly. Also, this will be the first nonfiction book of the year that I pick up, so finally a nonfiction on my TBR. The next book I have to talk about I'm nervous for and excited. I'm nervous because I don't think I've really read anything like this before, and I'm hoping it goes well. And that book is going to be Red Leopard Black Wolf by Marlon James. I may or may not have said the title right on that. I can never remember if it's Red Leopard Black Wolf or Black Leopard Red Wolf. I have pre-ordered this book. That's how interested I am in it. I pre-ordered it. It is not even in my hands yet, and it should arrive very shortly, in a few days. And so this has been getting a lot of buzz in the book community. I've seen it promoted already from the ARCs and heard it talked about very highly. This is, I believe, an African folklore-inspired fantasy, and this is going to be book 1 in a trilogy, I think. And this follows our main character, Tracker, who is apparently really good at finding people, and a band of characters basically either hire him or somehow coerce him into helping them find a missing child who's been missing for, I think, 3 years or something like that. I believe there are mythical creatures involved and African folklore and things that I really don't know very much about, and I believe this is also quite long. I've heard it's like 600, 700 pages or something. And so this is probably going to take me quite a while. Hopefully I can finish it in February. I'm a slow reader in general, so picking up a big book, especially in the the middle of the school year when I'm teaching full time. I don't always have time to really invest in big books like this, but this is going to be my new release for the month of February. And I will be doing a separate book review video just for this book. And finally, we have arrived to my TBR jar pick. This is also something that I've started brand new this year. I have on this side of my shelf is everything that I haven't read yet on my TBR. And so to help me kind of chip through it, I'm going to go ahead and pick just one of those books because I'm already reading The Tombs of Atuan, and that is one of these picks as well. And I feel like the Marlon James book is going to take me a really long time, and so I'm just going to pull one name out of the TBR jar today. All right, I'm always nervous for this part. I don't know why. Just a jar and paper, right? All right, let's see what we're going to read. Oh, okay. So here, let me show you the book. So I actually started this book before. I started it on audiobook and failed at it miserably because I could not get into the audiobook. I didn't understand it. I didn't like the voice acting in it. I thought it was cheesy. I ended up picking a hard copy because I didn't want to give up on it completely. I wanted to try it out. And that book is Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This is a very popular YA series, and I have a few YA series on my shelves because when I joined BookTube, I just, got into the BookTube hype and I started buying a bunch of stuff. And so this is one that you see a lot promoted, and so I was like, wow, I have to try it. And I kept hearing that the format was interesting and different, and it definitely is. It's written in have a different format, if you can see. There's a lot more of pictorial things and artwork and text that looks different. There's a better word for that, I'm sure. But yeah, what I know about this book is that it is science fiction. It is set in space on a ship, and I know that a disease breaks out on a ship and they're trying to contain it, and that's really most of what I know. I didn't get that far into the audiobook because I just couldn't focus on it. But I'm hoping the hard copy works better for me. And I think it will because I'm definitely a visual learner, and this has a lot of really interesting visual things going on. And even on the outside of this book is the hardcover is really cool. It's like kind of see-through on the cover. And then underneath is like all this text. It's really, really a beautiful book. I'm glad this is the jar pick also because I think I'll be able to get through this quickly as well. And again, I'm a little worried about the Marlon James book, that it's going to take me the whole month to read. I'm just really excited. This seems like it's going to be a great reading month, I hope. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will be seeing you in my next video, hopefully with some updates on some of these books. Be sure to subscribe if you would like to follow along with me in my reading journey. Happy reading, and I will see you next time. Bye!